Hello, everybody. My name is Fable, and welcome to today's Toonkind at 12 FPS. The title of today's episode is Mind Over Matter, because I like puns. And again, I am Fable, and I am playing the Antlered King, who has a mind. And with me today is the lovely, the talented, the.
Oh, hello! My name's Brakes, and today I will be playing oh god, the tall cylinder. Like he's very much a shape. The Doctor Gray Matter.
What is he, really? What
Oh
is the
god,
Doctor?
God, I would love to know if you find out.
You think I know? You think I have.
Cursed?
Yeah,
Cursed.
no, cursed is right. Cursed is right.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. We'll go with
Hmm.
that. So today's FPS. So, brief rundown. The Antlered King has had some things going on. You know,
Hmm.
finally becoming mayor of Little Corner. Doctor, you've actually probably been given some more tasks to do to actually help the town instead of just being cooped up in your lab doing experiments on the zombie pigmen from the
Hmm.
portal that's in the basement.
Oh yeah. Task that he's probably viewed as just kind of, well, this is really basic, but fine.
Yeah, the portal, like Antler's whole thing was like, man, I'm trying to remember what was like the first thing he had like the doc do. I think
I think it was just to put a door over the portal.
yeah, or like find some safe way to close it because it's a big portal that's been there a while, and when you have a portal that's been there a while to another world, it kind of becomes more like, I feel like it comes more anchored into like the physical reality of things more than it
Mhm.
already is. So closing it becomes a lot more difficult.
Oh yeah,
But at least,
especially since especially since the doc took one look at it and was like, "Hey, free power source."
yeah, and Antler was just like, you know what? If you can't close it, fine. At least put a door, because he does not need any more shit coming out of there.
Oh yeah.
There was the zombies and dead rising incident, the graveyard smash episode. Yeah, don't need that again. Really
No,
don't.
no.
Really don't. But anyways, that's probably come more of a side project as little corner things have come up that need like a
Hmm.
science, like a smart brain, because Doc has smart brain,
Assumedly,
assumedly.
he definitely has an aesthetic.
He's able to build. You know what? He can look at a diagram and put shit together, and
That he can do.
you know what? That's good enough. But
Yeah.
today at this point, it is late in the night. You are relieved of any daily duties that you had assigned to you. What does the doc do later in the night? I have to wonder.
Probably just cleaning up the lab equipment that, if not attended to, might blow up. There was also the matter of someone infiltrating the laboratory and mixing up a whole bunch of stuff. So now he's had to go through and test each reagent sure it's at the actual reagent, and he's not even sure if he's gotten everything quite yet. I
Can't
imagine
imagine.
though that I imagine though that he's put down aside some time just to work on, his own personal projects.
Okay,
So
so while
yeah.
he's doing that now, now breaks. You have
Hmm.
you have you have informed me of how the doc keeps his space before the start of of this
Hmm.
recording, and I guess my question is that what is the first thing that you need me to roll for Antler? Because Antler's currently.
Oh boy, how about a dexterity saving throw?
Okay, we're gonna do a dexterity saving throw. That'll be perfectly fine for Antler, who's totally dexter. I mean, he has more dex than he did when he was a skeleton, but still.
Yeah.
That's a 17. That's
Hey,
actually not bad.
that's really nice. So
Yeah.
as you're walking down I assume you're walking down the hallway towards the laboratory.
Yes.
You notice at the far end that a new wall has essentially been installed, with some interesting little gizmos poking out of it. And while your attention is drawn to that, something tries to grab at your ankles, but you're, well, how does you just sidestep it? I assume.
Something tries to grab at his ankles.
Yeah, something
Uh,
tries to grab and lock down your ankles.
I see. I think what Antler's going to do is do like a quick reflex and bringing out his staff and bringing the butt of it down on the thing that's trying to grab him.
Oh yeah. I assume some sort of like magical energy comes off the staff and like
Yeah, yeah. There,
the
it's like a blue. His magic is very blue electrical magic, so it would definitely cause if short circuiting is a possible thing to happen. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh dear.
Yeah, the little it's not quite like a bear trap, but like the doc has like those little pincher things on his backpack, but something very like those attempted to just come out of the ground and grab you, but are now just kind of twitching, paralyzed.
Hmm. Antler's gonna stare down at that a moment and maybe like tap it a little with his staff a bit just to turn it over, get a look at it. And then he is going to then look over the rest of the ground towards the door and just see if there's anything else that might look amiss on the floor.
Okay. Uh, Roll me an investigation.
All right. Here's your investigation. There it is. I think your investigation would be better than that, but it's not. That's a 10.
A 10. Closer to you, you do notice a sort of like a pattern in the stone. It's subtle, but it kind of looks a bit like a four-petaled flower, and looking at the pincers, you get the sense that if you step over those, it might trigger those to try and grab you as well.
Okay. All right, then
But
I think.
further down the corridor, you're not certain.
All right, I think what Antler's gonna do is one hand is gonna kind of ball up his skirt a little bit. Can't, just hike it just hike it ever so slightly so the tips of his shoes can be seen. Only shoes. I cannot stress this enough.
Okay, we don't get any ankle.
No, you get no ankle. For folks
Okay.
listening, I cannot stress this enough. Character design rules: you will never see this man's legs. Uh, you might see shoes, but you will never see legs. This is just character
That's
design. They're there, but you won't see them.
that's one.
Anyways, not important. So he just hikes up his skirt just slightly with one hand, and then keeps his staff ready in the other. So if anything else happens as he's walking forward, he is going to use his staff to
Okay.
try and like deflect any other traps that might go off.
Okay. So, assumedly, your eyes are on the ground. Antler's eyes are on the ground looking for these traps, correct?
Yeah, ground and probably for any tripwire as well.
Okay. Could I get another dexterity saving throw, please?
Okay. Oh man.
A
14.
14. That barely does it.
Oh my
As you are
god.
skirting around the outsides of these flower patterns, eyes to the ground, which is exactly where the doc wanted your eyes to be, something releases from the ceiling and whomps onto the floor behind you, just behind you. The timing was a little bit off. Yeah, nearly got around, but behind you is a net.
Oh, a net?
Hmm.
Antler will spare a glance behind him and raise a brow, and in his mind he's thinking, this is a lot. This is a lot for the front door. But he appreciates he appreciates the security, and when he considers who's currently living in the castle, Ruby, he can understand. So he's not going to be as annoyed as he likely would have been.
Okay.
But he will continuing to be wary, will hopefully get to the door without any more.
I would say that with those two traps, you were able to make it to the door and the odd little gizmos sticking out of it.
Lovely. What is the gizmo?
It looks like some sort of, well, you and I would understand that it looks a little bit like a video game controller with a little panel and some buttons on it, little screen, like a little receiver or something. You could assume, Antler might assume that this is some sort of means to contact the person inside because there's no real doorknob or latch to get into the
Okay.
door.
I'm gonna roll. I don't know if Antler would be able to make heads or tails of how this thing works. Could I make an intelligence check? Just like he's he's making like an educated guess of how this thing might work.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
I'm just gonna do straight intelligence, just so. Is that alright?
Yeah, go for it.
Alright. Oh,
A
19!
19. Very
19!
nice. Yeah. So, Antler, through intuitive reasoning, inductive reasoning, deductive. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I don't know the word.
But the first button that you happen to press, which seems to be right beside the speaker, there is a crackle, and after a moment, there is a tinny, kind of distant but audible, "Hello? Who's there? Identify yourself!"
Hmm. You have quite a few traps here that have sprung loose.
Huh? Oh, boss!
Hmm.
Ah,
Am I
ah,
interrupting?
mm, no, but, oh, you must do come in and tell me how that it went. Are you horribly maimed? Mangled, maybe? A little bit?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. I have to
So,
redo some of those. Like, you hear, like, muttering as, like, the doc is, like, going over some notes, but then there's a tunk from the door as it swings open, and you will now have access to the laboratory.
cool. Sorry, I have to. Are you horribly maimed? You ask that, what you ask your boss after he tells you your traps went off. This is why I love the doc. Why didn't we do this sooner? Okay, yeah, Antler will free a hand from his skirt and still keep a hand on the staff though, because he's a suspicious old codger like that, and he will open the door
Mhm.
and go through.
Okay.
Though he will
There's a
close it
little set of
behind him.
yeah. You're familiar with the steps down to what used to be the dungeon of Ruindall,
Mm-hmm.
which has now been uh, considerably expanded from what you recall it being. Like the cramped rows of cells have been kind of knocked out, new supports put in to bear the load. There is a whole bunch of mad scientist paraphernalia all over the place,
Very good.
bubbling beakers and liquids,
Very good.
everything to keep up that aesthetic. Um, and the doc is sitting over at his desk, and then you probably see him like manipulate like a little panel next to him, press a button, and you hear up above you the door go as it closes again.
Ah. And I think Antler will go. I realize it is rather later in the night, but I was hoping to get your expertise on something.
Yes, do come in. Hmm. He's looking around for like another seat to offer you. Um, but really the only other seat is, like the table where he dissects things.
I think
And
Antler's
that's
gonna.
just a
Is
little
is anything on the table right now?
um do you want to make a perception check?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I wanted to make a perception check already, but
Okay.
just for the general place.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
dirty
a
20.
30/20. Yeah, beautiful. You can yeah, discerning eye sweeps over. There is a zombie pigman that it appears to currently be asleep on the table.
Asleep?
Asleep. You can you're not it's snoring.
Okay.
Yeah.
A- Antler's gonna take note of it, but not comment. He's gonna just have another brief look around the place because it's definitely different the last time he was down here. I don't think
Oh, yeah.
he has visited down here, just not a lot.
Okay, there is some sort of force field with a stall behind it and a zombie donkey sitting behind it. There's a label on the stall that says Abby Normal. Um, and the the donkey just kind of gives you an evil look before going back to eating like some hay. Um, uh, on the far side of the room, you recognize the roots of the crimson tree that decided to that Umi and the doc managed to grow
Yep,
through the
yep,
castle
yep.
up into the air.
He
That Ruby
remembers
now
those.
has, yeah, yeah, and then Ruby has created a tree house in the branches of it.
Now,
Uh,
Breaks, I have a question.
yes.
Is Jerky in here?
Oh yeah, there's a cage made of wrought iron hanging from the ceiling. and you see your everybody's favorite furry little companion just kind of sitting in there munching lazily on a sandwich, I would assume.
Yeah, Antler, like everything, at eye level looks par the course to Antler. But then he like glances up and then sees Jergy and looks away, then does a double take. And I don't know if Doc is like looking at Antler, but there's a twitch and a raised brow, like there's a questioning look because last time he was here, that definitely was not there.
Hmm. Yeah, I would assume that the doc has like gotten up and is like making like little like half circles around the back, looking for like any damage to like Antler's robes or something. Hopeful, perhaps, to see if there's anything that the traps managed to do to him.
I think.
And is just kind of a bit woebegone because he's not seeing anything, and he's just like, oh my gosh, he's asleep. Jergy's asleep.
Oh, we just got a
He's
mess.
cuddling a sandwich like a teddy
Oh my
bear.
god, we just got a message from Mock. Oh my god.
Ah.
Yeah, Antler foregoes questioning about Jergy to look down at to see Doc looking at his robes, and we'll just give the slightest shrug, and so sorry to disappoint.
Well, no matter. I'll redo some of those things. This is data, nonetheless. Data is useful.
Hmm.
But what can I do for you? Wait. He looks up at Antler for the first time. Is like, you look different.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. When Antler hired Doc Grey Matter, Antler was still a skeleton, and he's not a skeleton anymore. He's a living, breathing tune.
God.
I've started forgetting this. And Antler just raises a brow at Dr. Grey Matter before sighing goes, "Yes, yes, I'm alive now."
Oh, not an illusion then.
No.
You'll have to tell me how you managed it.
Unfortunately, I'm obligated to keep my lips sealed on the matter.
Ah, fine. All right then. What can I do for you, boss?
Well, when I hired you, you were making yourself rather useful with brains.
Ah, something of a specialty of mine.
Hmm.
What can, well, I suppose that if you've been, rehydrated, so to speak, your brain should be back in, working order? Well, working order is not the right way to say it, but, rehydrated.
Hmm.
Any
Yeah,
words?
Antler was giving us like just not a warning look, but that look of like you're very close to saying he was possibly stupid when he was undead.
Well,
You're close to saying you.
no-brainer.
I know you were close to saying that he was brain dead. But
Hmm.
anyways, like as soon as you like choose better wording, Antler will let it go, and instead he will turn his gaze towards the gizmos and gadgets that you have stored in your lab, and well, yeah, yes, it's rehydrated, as is your wording. I was hoping to have it looked at.
There is, you rarely see like the doc's facial features, but for a brief second, a pair of eyebrows are visible above the goggles, and then duck back down because, uh, and then after just a pause, like all of the doc's tentacle limbs like reach out, grab like several like painful looking implements from around the lab, and then bring them back, and the doc is just like, excellent.
Antler's ear, both Antler's ears tilt down slightly when he sees the painful looking instruments, and then he just kind of looks at the dog with a look like, really?
You
Are
Oh,
those
you don't mean
necessary?
physically looking at your brain, I take it.
No.
Ah. Okay, fine.
physically looking
Find
at
other
it.
ways, and then the painful implements are put back in place.
Were I still dead, I might consider it, but considering I am alive, most of those would make this rather uncomfortable, or more so than it will be.
Ah, yeah, true. I still have some of that sneezing powder somewhere around here.
Antler's
But,
nose is scrunch. Antler's nose scrunches up a little bit at that.
oh boy.
It's not a fun. That was not a fun time for Antler.
Mm-mm. Doc's still pretty keen. But, having been told that he's not really allowed to do that, and the zombie pigmen, I mean, you've seen one, you've seen most of them,
Hmm.
uh, brain-wise. Uh, so, in what way do you want me to look at your brain?
Well, seeing as you are the expert with gadgets and such, I would imagine you'd have some way to look at my brain without having to take it out.
Hmm. I probably could fix something up. He looks around the lab and kind of just scoots off towards one side, grabbing some things, throwing them onto the zombie pigman on the dissection table.
Huh.
Goes around, grabs some more. The zombie pigman just sleeps through it all. But once the zombie pigman has got like a growing pile of things, like the doc comes over, looks at it prospectively, and starts rearranging some things.
Antler's just kind of standing off to this, like out of the way and
Let's
watching.
hmm As you're doing that, a something comes up and bumps you in the side.
Bumps him.
Yeah, bumps him.
Okay. Antler's gonna look before he, while raising his staff, and if what he sees he doesn't like, he's gonna bring his staff down on it. What does he?
It's a fridge.
It's a fridge.
A fridge.
He's just been bumped by a fridge.
Yeah.
I think Antler's too, like, he has to do another double take because this is a fridge,
hmm
and he just looks between it and the doctor, and then back at it again. And it just, why
Oh,
is your fridge walking?
oh, well, it's running properly. Uh, hey, fridge, go back to your corner. Go, shoot. And the fridge, doesn't really listen to him. Instead, it just bumps you again.
Antler takes a step back upon being bumped. Probably puts like a hand out instinctively against the fridge to like
hmm
to deter it from. He doesn't need. He feels like he shouldn't have to hit it to.
hmm
He feels like maybe just pushing it back slightly should deter it from wanting to bump him again for
hmm
whatever reason it's doing that.
Yeah, as soon as you put a hand on it, like the front opens and a sandwich on a platter slides out and is offered to you.
Antler
Oh,
looks.
yeah, don't mind that. It's new programming, trying out some new behaviors. You don't have to accept it. Just close the door if you don't want it.
Antler looks. Hmm. I'm gonna roll a d2. Alright, alright. God damn it. Antler is going to look between the fridge and the sandwich and the doctor, and then just reach out and take the sandwich.
hmm As soon as you do, the plate retracts, the door shuts, and the fridge perks up a little bit, which is like interesting because I mean it doesn't really have any facial features. It just kind of it walks back to the corner very self-satisfied and
Alright.
sits back down.
Uh, Doc, could you make an insight check on the Antlered King?
Sure. 15.
15. Yeah, that's pretty good. Antler's whole process through that looked vaguely confused.
Mhm.
But the moment he took it and realized he took it, his ears went down. His ears tilted down, his brows furrowed, and he looks kind of like annoyed at himself that he took it. Before he will just, before like as soon as the fridge is in the corner, he's gonna like find the nearest table surface that's clear enough and just put the sandwich on it.
I see. Um,
Why?
I'm just I'm assuming that at some point we're going to look up and realize Durkee's no longer in the cage, and the the sandwich is gone.
Oh,
But
I just realized what I did. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's probably happening in the background now that
yes,
Jerky's gonna be
yes.
doing the dun
Bum
dun
bum.
dun dun
Dun,
dun
dun,
dun
dun, dun,
dun dun
dun,
dun
dun,
dun.
dun.
Oh, Mission Impossible theme, that's it. Doing the
Yeah,
Mission
yeah.
Impossible getting the sandwich without being noticed.
Mhm.
Mock Mock just messages maybe. It's like maybe, yeah, it's we know it's happening. You don't need to lie.
Yep, yep, yep.
Don't need to lie to us. Anyways.
Okay. Uh, yeah, like, I mean, Doc seeing that probably just assumes that Antler doesn't like sandwiches, which, I mean, fair. Antler just took it to be polite. But anyway, Doc has finished assembling, looks like a very rickety kind of headset with a bunch of, like, sensors and probes along the outside of it. Um, he lifts it up, looks at it. Okay, I'm pretty sure this won't crush anyone's skull.
What?
Let's try this first. Puts it on the zombie pigman and flips a few switches, and it hums to life. And what projects from it is a screen, and you can kind of see inside the on the screen there is a tableau of, it looks like a Shakespearean play, and the zombie pigman is apparently taking the role of Hamlet and is doing the skull
It's zombie
soliloquy on it. Is zombie Hamlet? It's Hamlet.
Hamlet. It's Hamlet and zombies.
Well, I think I know what I'm going to name the pigman now. It's Hamlet. It's
Oh,
Hamlet.
it's Hamlet.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But like the doc isn't paying so much. It like notices that the screen is working, approves of that, and is checking around the zombie pigman's head to make sure that the set isn't crushing its skull essentially, and seems pretty happy with that. Switches it off, takes the headset off, and skates back on over to a dock and holds it out. Well, here we are. I can look at your brain through this.
Antler looks at the helmet and then looks up at his antlers. Then back at the helmet.
I'm gonna have to make this a bit more modular. One sec. Skates back over to the pile of the junk and starts disassembling. It's like seat belt things clicking together,
Oh my god.
and now comes back with something that can be unassembled and then reassembled around Antler's head.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to need to get more chairs in here. You know what? I can stand. It offers Antler his desk, like his study seat.
Is it clean?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, Antler will go and take a seat. He makes a mental note that the doctor needs more chairs, but that'll be for later.
Okay. But yeah, there's a disconcertingly large number of clicking going around your head as the doc reassembles this thing on to Antler's head.
Damn, I don't like that.
It's clunky and it's cold and it pinches a little bit in the brow area, but
Ugh.
otherwise it doesn't seem to be causing any major damage.
I feel like Antler has to like lift his hands up and like hold it and like still hold it because it's just like this heavy
it's
clunk of
very
metal.
awkward. Well, okay, it fits, it works. I'm gonna have to work on the design a little bit more to make sure that it doesn't, it needs to be able to sit on there for a while, I assume.
Is this going? Are you sure this isn't going to kill me? And he has to look over at the zombie pigman because yes, it worked, but the zombie pigman was already dead.
The doc goes back over, wraps on the zombie pigman's head. The zombie looks up at him and grumbles and then turns over, just throwing the rest of the stuff onto the floor and goes back to sleep.
Aww.
Pretty sure.
All right.
All right. Are we looking for anything in particular? Or do you just want to make sure everything's
Defects.
intact?
Defects.
Defect. Huh. If I recall, your brain was what it would have been termed a brain of special interest by my previous employers. But let's see what we're looking at. All right, just make yourself as comfortable as possible. You flip some levers, and you feel a steady hum going through all throughout your head. It's a slight vibration. It's present. You can't really ignore it, but you can still hear the dock over it.
Okay.
And more interesting is that you do see the screen flicker to life in a position where you can actually look into it as well as the dock.
Okay.
Yeah. But what would the dock see upon?
Um, I gotta ask, are we, because with the pigment it was dreams.
Hmm.
Uh, would this be, I don't know, would this be given like a 3D image of Antler's actual brain or like thoughts, memories?
I'm gonna say that he probably has it calibrated to actually look at like a 3D image of your brain, like a rotating image of it.
Okay.
Uh,
If I
but
remember,
it could be calibrated to show like your thoughts. But yeah,
for the moment, let's go with 3D brain image just
okay.
for simple. Because Antler, just for the visual of back in No Brainer, Antler's brain, if I remember correctly, it was a pitch black brain with like green veins in it. If I remember
Yeah, it
right.
was like a like charcoal lump kind of thing.
Yeah, it is. It is no longer that. It is now a.
Yeah,
It.
that was, and there were three that were kind of similar to it. Well, yeah, two that were kind of similar to
I
it because
remember.
we had
Yeah,
through them.
yeah. I remember Antler had to go
Wonder how
through
those
them.
guys are doing.
Oh God, I hope. Hopefully better? Question mark.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully they're fine. They're fine.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah, yeah. But
Okay.
Antler's brain now is no longer charcoal black. It looks like the healthy pink that brains are now with blue veins
Oh,
going through it.
yeah, and like the doc reaches out and like moves the screen about, and you can see like the brain kind of jiggle. It's just proper elasticity. Uh,
Does Antler feel that jiggle in his head?
maybe a little.
Uh, Antler's just sitting here. This is not comfortable at all. But he's like he has his eyes trained on the image just to like just
Mm.
see.
Yeah, the doc is just kind of slowly rotating the brain around, checking the the different areas of the brain. Mostly intact. Very wrinkly. That's good. Blue seems to be oh, it's a bit of a different change.
Is likely due to the magic.
Yeah, magic does seem to have an interesting physical manifestation on people's brains.
Hmm.
Always interesting to see how it change. Yeah, the variety. Uh, but otherwise, it seems to be in good shape. We could start moving some things aside and take a peek a little deeper. And like the doc's like rubbing his sleeves together, like just
Antler
he's in his
does.
element, and he's
Yeah,
he's just very happy.
Antler takes note, but he doesn't comment. He just gives. Just he nods, but then has to like kind of catch the device again on his head.
And like the brain wobbles a bit and back into place.
Oh my god.
Okay, so well, if you give me a little bit more of an idea of what specific defects you're looking for, I might be have a better idea of where to look for them.
Personality defects.
Personality defects. That's usually frontal cortex. And he takes like the first part of the brain, just kind of splits the two halves of the brain and like pushes them aside. You don't actually feel this portion. It's
Good.
yeah, it's more like it's being blown up so that the doctor like or zoomed in so the doctor can get in to the between them. So he starts taking a poke around there, and well, let's see. You seem to. Well, that's interesting.
What? What is it?
Uh, well, well, look here, and like he turns it so you can actually see into your own brain, which is a wild concept.
Serious?
Um,
Yeah, no kidding.
mhm. There on the right half of the brain, you can see the regular sort of like squiggly brain pattern, but on the left half there's a section like otherwise it's mirrored, but there's a section missing from the left half almost. Like something's supposed to be there, but it's not. And the doc is kind of like attempting to see like look around and see if there's anything else that's missing in that one region. Well, this might have something to do with it. Uh,
That looks
wait.
concerning.
Uh, might be just a
Doctor?
artifact of being dehydrated for so long. Uh, interesting color in the surrounding area too. And as he says that, you notice that instead of a pink, it's more of like an ashy gray tinged with purple almost in the area surrounding it.
Huh. Antler, can't lie to you, Antler doesn't know what to make of this. Uh,
Hmm.
other than he's aware that there should be section of brain there that isn't.
Hmm. Hmm.
With what you have just described there now, and I think all he can do really is look at the doctor and, so what does it mean?
Uh, usually when I see something like this, it means that, well, at least for tunes,
Yes,
a brain is a very personal thing. Like yours was black with the green, and now it's pink with the blue. This different color would make me think it's almost like a belong to somebody else's brain. Uh,
and
and
how?
as
Why is that on my brain?
hmm, the doc pauses and thinks a moment, and then like he just like completely freezes, is like still frame because apparently something occurred to him.
Doctor, doctor, what does it mean?
Uh, I didn't really consider it before, but that I didn't think. Mm,
Did not
okay,
think what?
the vat that your brain was being held in was considered something of a special case for the mind flayers. The brains there didn't weren't put out for consumption by the public. The mind flayers reserved those brains for their own uses, and some of those uses could be
What?
troubling. I need to. I can't get in there to actually test, but okay, I'm gonna need to dig deeper because if what I think is true, we might have a real problem. So, just stay calm. And so
Do you want to roll persuasion?
no.
If you don't roll persuasion, you're gonna get quite the glare from Antler.
Oh yeah, go ahead and glare. Doc is like, this is more important. He needs to get in there and see what's going on. So like he like dives um, and I think at this point it would actually be like he's like physically manipulating it, and you can get like a very well. The brain doesn't really have any nerves, so you don't actually feel it, but it's
It's a sense.
disturbing. Yeah, it's a little bit of a sense that something is going on, but he's going deeper and deeper, and as he does into this left portion of your brain, the color, the invading color strengthens and deepens into a dark gray purple, and finally comes upon a shape that doesn't belong in your brain at all. And the doc freezes when he sees it.
I have a question because I had an idea of where that he ends up finding that.
Okay, go right
And
ahead.
well, no, I just have a quick. Do you know where like the what portion of our brains that dreams happen? Because I don't know.
I assume it would be somewhere in the subconscious, like the it's this is just me kerfuffling it, but it's just I'm assuming that the frontal cortex has more to do with personality, and then deeper into that, more towards the like where sleep is located is where like that transition would be where you get the dream sort
Okay.
of area.
Okay. I feel like it's closer to that the doc finds this. But anyways,
Oh yeah,
go on.
yeah. But what he sees, ah, the hippocampus. There we go.
Ah.
Thank you, Mock MVP.
Oh, I thought
But
hippocampus
yeah,
was just for memories. I didn't know it was also for dreams and shit. Okay, cool.
yeah,
More you know.
yeah. The more you know.
My cat keeps getting on the
But
desk.
yeah, curled predatorily around the hippocampus with four tentacles dug into it, apparently eating a portion of the brain, is something that looks like a big gray purple slug.
Antler looks at that. And I feel like this is the part where Doc and Antler both share a look.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, it's the ah.
Oh, uh, well, I would say that's your problem right there.
I would say so.
Okay. What do you know about mind flayers?
Nothing good. Oh.
Yeah, this is solidly in the nothing
Oh.
good. Yeah. Do you know how they
Yep.
make
Yes.
more mind flayers?
Yes. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, that. Hmm. That ain't good.
Don't
If
suppose you know how to get this out then.
listen, once a process starts with these things, I mean, it's in your brain. If we try to take it out, you're gonna be. You're already lost some things. We gotta.
I'm quite aware that I have lost some things.
Okay, the doc is now like pacing back and forth in front of you, like thinking hard. Like you could, like the air around him is like starting to like heat up just because he's like there's so much thought being put into this. Uh, the headset. If I can make it so that is a larval mind flayer, so it has an intelligence. If we can go into its mind and kill it within it, we might have a chance here.
Go into its mind, while
Go
it
in. Yes.
while it is attached to my own.
Yes.
And Antler has to think about that, and he nods, because, alright, I think I can see how that could be done, magically at least, but...
Uh, and I can modify these headsets. Someone's gonna have to go in there to fight it. The coworkers. They could do it.
What?
What? My coworkers. They.
No.
You know.
No.
Who do you have in mind then?
Well, there's nothing stopping me from going at it. It is attached to my brain, after all.
That's the thing, though. It's got your brain in a grip. To put it simply, you're compromised.
Excuse me.
You are compromised.
Antler looks mildly offended.
Mm-hmm. The doc ain't gonna put anything lightly. Essentially, what I used to have a coworker back at my previous employers. They did this to him. Generally, this thing is eating your personality. It is learning things from you. So anything that you know, it knows. And it probably already knows that we're going to be trying to come after it. So, in order for us to stay ahead, it can't be anything that you're a part of, if that makes sense.
Then what
We need
can...
to find a way to slow this down.
What can I do to buy time?
Can you... magic is not my forte. Sciences. Do you know some way to stop time for yourself? Or slow it down. Something like that.
Antler has to think I have no spells available to me that could do that, but
You know any spellcasters who could?
possibly, but the one capable of doing so is not going to be here immediately to deal with this.
Okay, we might have to do this the rough way. We might have to put you on ice.
On ice?
Yeah,
Oh.
ice slows most things down physically. If we can get you into sort of a cryo sleep, that might give us enough time to actually do something about this thing.
Preferably this doesn't kill me.
No, we'd have to find a. I'd have to. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research here. Looks like I'm going to be doing some all-nighters for the next foreseeable future. All right, I need to look into cryo sleep. I need to configure this. I need to make some more headsets. I need to make it more durable. I need to like he's like
What would be happening in cryo sleep to me?
well, essentially it just slows everything down. Get it to a point where your cells can still function, but at a much slower rate.
Would my
If
mind
that
still be working?
to a point, but slow.
And I'm gonna roll a d10. Oh, straight 10. Sweet. And Antler is going to reach behind him for his hammer space, and he's going to pull out a small black book, which Dr. Matter, you know what this is because you were with Antler before you had left the Bazarmby. Antler had picked this up. And it is a. And for people at home, just because I don't need you people to roll anything to figure out what this is. It is basically a little black book that oh, where are you? I have you. Here it is. Nope, you're not it. What? Inventory. What are you doing to me? Hold on, I know where it is. Ha! Little black book. Little black book that records your dreams and yours alone when you sleep.
Ooh.
And Antler pulls that out.
One. Okay. That thing.
I may not be able to be a part of your plan, but at the very least, if I am still able to dream in this cryo sleep, at the very least I could attempt to go in and make something of the situation for you to follow.
That would be a big help. Yes. Okay, if we can use that. Like he descends back into muttering as he's trying to like put a whole bunch of different pieces that don't necessarily fit together all together in one big Rubik's cube. All right. I'm guessing this is what clued you into. Like he gestures to the black book that I'm guessing this is what clued you into the discrepancies.
And Antler actually looks at it and goes, some of it. There were some nightmares happening oddly, but it was mostly the personality defects that tipped me off.
Gotcha. All right. Well, any information we have on the enemy can be used against it. So,
and Antler holds up a hand. At this point, Doctor, I am making the choice now to trust in your ability to handle this, because at this point, anything I know, the larva will know. So I am making the decision now to take a step back, and you are not to tell me anything of your plan.
Right. Like, you want to roll insight on the doc?
Oh boy, yeah. Hey, does Doc want to roll insight on Antler?
Sure.
They make insights on each other. Let's do it.
Oh.
It's 9 and 11. Oh my god.
The panic is real.
Yeah, the panic is real. I will just, you know what? I will just say that Doc, you're pretty sure. I mean, when you first met this guy, villain coded all the way. Trust is not something that villains give, and so Antler does not make this decision lightly. Is what you get. What do I get with an 11, if anything?
Let's see. This is way above what he expected to be going through here, and honestly, you can see some of the panic because, like, this guy was working under the mind flayers for years, and there is an obvious reluctance to be and like panic that he's being pulled back into this now. But mm, like, like you can like his hand, like his arms are shaking as he reaches out and takes, I assume, the black book.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I'm gonna. Okay, one he does it. Two he does. Two he does not. I'm making another D2 roll. Oop. Two. Okay, he does not do it. Uh, he lets the doctor take the book, but he will. Let me make this clear. I have no intention of turning into whatever this thing has in store.
Uh, if it has its way, you're not going to be left.
We'll see about that.
All right.
I've come
Okay.
back from death. If I can come back from anything, I can come back from this.
Mm, uh, that that honestly seems to calm the doctor a little bit, just to see that, good God, like, you're having something, Antler's having something eat his brain, and he's still managing to, if not completely feel the confidence, act with confidence.
Oh, confidence? Oh, well, yes, but also it's pure and unbridled rage that something is having the gall to try and eat away him. So it's a case of like, oh, you're gonna eat me. Well, I'm just gonna make sure you choke on me. Choke then. It's spite. It's
Okay,
anger.
the rage. Okay, yeah.
He's.
Okay, yeah, I would say then it's a little bit of awe, honestly. Just, again, he's worked with mind flayers. He knows what Antler is, going to go into battle about. And oof, oof. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Antler, so Doc takes the black book. He's like, "All right, sorry to do this to you, but Hamlet." And like the zombie pigman like wakes up and is and the Doc like points to you. Antler's like, "Get him, hold him."
Wait,
Uh,
wait, wait.
mm,
One la- one last thing before you decide to do whatever it is you're about to do. And Antler's going to do one more hammer space. 9.
okay,
He is going to pull out. He's going to pull out a pen and paper and quickly write. He is quickly going to write a letter on it,
okay.
basically explaining the situation and explaining that basically it's basically this is a letter to Ruby. It is a letter to Ruby
Oh,
to say that, hey, yeah, this is happening. Follow the. I know you're not gonna like this. Follow the doctor on this. But if at any point this puts you or any of the others at more mortal danger than you are willing to, this is not what you signed up for. And he kind of grumbles at himself as he's writing this because this is sounding soft and this is. He's blaming the larva right now for eating part of his personality away. You know what? You took away. You probably are making him feel this, whatever he's feeling right now. Uh, and yeah, he's gonna sign it, and then leave it on Doctor's desk.
okay. Doc, in the meantime, while he was like giving you the chance to write the letter, Hamlet has stepped up behind you, and as soon as you are unoccupied, puts two meaty arms around you and has now grappled you essentially.
Mm,
Uh,
oh joy.
just in case, but the Doc has been busy in the background assembling something near the door to the netherworld. Um,
Oh joy.
and it's a bit slapdash, and it looks like he's going to have to work on it a little bit more. But as you can start seeing like wisps of, it doesn't look like steam, like a dried ice, dry ice,
Dried
dry
eye,
ice.
dry ice.
Yeah, dry ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that sort of effect. Um, and Hamlet starts walking towards it, and you can feel the chill coming from that as you're getting closer. All right.
I'm not going to enjoy this, am I?
No, no.
Great.
But
If
he's
I come out of this, I'm doubling your pay.
uh good to hear. Uh let's just concentrate on getting you out of this.
Hmm.
But he's assembled something like a it looks like an upright coffin, really.
Okay. It's a
Yeah.
dry ice coffin
Mhm.
with like the smoke coming out of it as Antler
Mhm.
is being like brought towards it in the arms of
Mhm.
a zombie pigman named
Yep.
Hamlet.
Yep. Just wanted to make sure that God, what a situation we've got ourselves in here.
And I feel like it's just this very like kind of like epic sort of moment of like, yeah, shit's going down, and then the camera just slightly pans to the left, and there's Jergy in his cage watching while eating a sandwich.
Yes, and as the shadows on the background show that the antler, the cover of the coffin closing over it, you get a little visor so antler can still see out, and then everything goes. And I think that's probably where we should leave off.
Actually, I think I know where I want to leave off.
Okay.
Uh, Doc, when do you look? When do you look in the book?
Um, it would probably be after he ensures that this is a cryosleep that he can return Antler out of.
Okay.
Um,
That he did
so
not just kill
probably,
his boss.
yeah, not just freezing. I mean, the larva would have been frozen, so that's one problem taken care of. But we want Antler back.
That's true.
Hmm. But
I mean, you
after,
could kill him and he'd come back from it.
mhm,
Preferably, he'd like to come out of this alive.
yeah. So, oh yeah. So at the end of the evening, while where the coffin has been fully set up, there is now the screen displaying Antler's brain, and a bunch of other vital signs as well. And you can see that it's considerably slowed down. Instead of like however many beats per minute you could expect from a heart, it's just ba-dum,
Oh man.
ba-dum,
Ah.
very very slow.
Ah.
Yeah. Um, but the doc is sitting in front of this watching the vitals for a while, and then like one like tentacle arm reaches over, brings like a lantern closer and some note taking tools, and he starts opening the book to read through it and try to get a sense of what they're up against.
Okay. Uh. You flip through it. Most of the pages. Some are just dreams. Some are just those weird dreams that you get for no random reason.
Hmm.
Others are not. But as you keep reading, slowly it starts around. Basically around the time when Antler came back alive. Is when it started jotting down the nightmares,
Hmm.
and pretty vivid. A lot of them are vivid nightmares. Sometimes they're about the crew. Sometimes they're about something. Sometimes they're about of a place in a village that Doc you do not know the name of,
Okay.
and for what you know of the Antler, very possibly it's a village that doesn't exist anymore. Uh, but as you get to the very last page that is being filled, all it says is one word: cold.
Okay. All right. It's working. um, and the doc begins the first of what is probably going to be many, many long sleepless nights.
Yeah, and I think that is where we end our FPS today.
Yeah.
Oh man, it started out fun.
Oh God.
Like it started out
Yeah.
just a genuinely fun time, and then we are just like, yeah, but there was you know, we had reasons for this.
Oh.
So if you want to figure out how that's gonna conclude itself, I hope you all decide to listen to the next Ruindall Rambles game, A Dream Within a Dream.
Oh God.
Yep.
Ah.
Yep, get a title drop with that.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I think that's where we'll end the recording for now. Unless Breaks, you want to add anything?
No. No, I got nothing. I'm just.
Doc gets
1,000-yard stare.
Doc gets full reign of the coffee machine.
Oh God. Just like hook it up to his veins.
Oh no! He's just got like the coffee machine like strapped to his back. Or it's one of those one of those like soda hats but with coffee.
Oh my God. Some combination of that.
Yes.
The man's blood will be replaced by caffeine.
Oh
by the
man,
end of
I'm
this.
so sorry, Doc. So sorry, bud. Anyways.
Oh, I am living for this though.
Same.
But yes.
We hope to see y'all next time, and until then, bye.
Bye.